Hello and welcome. My name is John Michael Collins. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. The music you just heard is fun, upbeat, and kind of depicts me. It was provided by my friends Marino and Noah Correa, who are part of a company called Cinema Sonic. Head over to their website down in the description to find out how you could get quality audio and visual works for your next project. I have moved across town. Successfully. It's a little kind of scary because I've been I don't know. I mean, I do know. It's just transition is hard. Transition can be difficult. Lots and lots of transition can be frustrating, but transition can also be good. So I have two roommates, two guys. They're awesome dudes. One of them has a dog named Aspen. She's awesome. And I'm happy to be here. So how long have I been in Atlanta now? How many days since September 1st of 2020?
It was 199 days ago.
There you go. Wow. That's how long I've been in Atlanta. It's kind of shocking. But like I said, I'm glad to be here. And it's been tough. It's been rough. It's been ups. It's been downs. It's been lots of stuff. But I'm in a spot now where I can think a lot clearer. Am I recording? Wow, I am actually recording. I don't even remember when I started recording, but I'm recording. This is cool because I made this new booth where it has a lot more room. It's, I believe, my version 4 sound booth that I've constructed since I've been doing pursuing voiceover. And yeah, but now I have this space where I can fully stretch out my arms, both sides. My wingspan is 6 feet. If you did not know, your wingspan is the same length as how many inches you are tall. So that's cool. I'm 74 inches tall, or 73 inches. One of the two. It's cool. It's nice. I've told people now that it was more stressful moving across town than it was moving across the country. Perspective is an interesting thing, but like I said, I'm happy to be here. It's been a little stressful, I said, because I'm getting resettled, and there's been a lot of stuff going on, but I'm happy. I am happy. And not that I wasn't happy before, but it feels like I can just breathe a little bit more. Because I'm around people. In my last place, I was around people for a small period of time. Although we didn't talk all the time. Having roommates that you have things in common with, it's life-changing. If you're someone who's thinking, I never want to live with people, I get that, and it's hard. But, for me, before I left Seattle, I was like, okay, it's time for me to live with people. And that period was prolonged a little bit, but it's okay. It is okay. So it's kind of fun and funny and interesting because I've learned, I'm learning. I'm learning. Did you know that? I'm learning. This week, I was supposed to be an airplane pilot, but something was going on with costume stuff. So I showed up in a white button-down shirt. It was really neat because I've been in this weird stage since being here of being kind of disillusioned. And I've said before, just drink water, drink a lot of water. And that helps to keep you clear and it helps you to be present, I think. I think water helps you with your presence. Like, it wasn't like that all the time, but there were definitely, like, moments where it was definitely a challenge. A challenge to the point of, like, every day just felt like another second. But it's getting better now, so it's good. I'm glad. I'm really glad. So it was hilarious. I've been told, like, not to crunch yourself for time, not to procrastinate. I've talked about procrastination. I had a couple days where I needed to get a white button-down shirt because I didn't have, like, a new one. I have one from, like, the 80s. I think it's my dad's. I don't think that would have worked. I should have brought it. But what ended up happening is I was, like, running on time to get to the place where I needed to be. And then on the way, I'm like, okay, Lord, what do I do? Do I turn back, get that white button-down shirt? Or do I stop at the store and hope and pray that they have a white button-down shirt? I get in the store. It was literally on the route. I didn't have to go out of my way at all, which was a huge, 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 huge blessing in disguise. I walk to where the shirts are. I'm like, I cannot find a shirt. I was going to ask someone if hey, do y'all have any white shirts, like button-down shirts? And then, like, I prayed about it, and then I retraced my steps because I felt like I had walked and looked at everything, every place where it could have been, and I was, like, trying to find the women's clothing section because I was going to buy a women's button-down shirt if they had one. And then, like, I turn around or something, and then it's just like, wow, white button-down shirts. Just packaged white button-down shirts. Super, super grateful that they were right there and that I was able to get in and get one. But I say that because I was wearing black dress shoes, navy blue or black slacks, a belt, and then a white button-down shirt. And it dawned on me, like, after we were done, like, all I did was I walked across the frame multiple times for this thing. I was the only one wearing a white button-down shirt. I'm not saying I'm not claiming that I'm special, but that moment for me, recognizing in my faith how Jesus cleanses me white as snow, cleanses me of sin, and purifies me, and offers that to anyone who would call upon his name to be saved. Like, that is also available to you for free. Like, you don't have to, it's not like you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. I'm an imperfect Christ follower. And then, like, on my way home, all right, I'm gonna get real vulnerable with you right now. On my way home, I saw this, like, image of me sitting in a parking lot and just, like, praying. I had the thought, I was like, okay, should I do that or should I just keep going home? No, I did that. I saw maybe a minute or two after that moment, it was just like this somber moment where I was kind of feeling sad and I guess a little bit of grief. Off to the right, I saw, like, a church steeple. So I pulled off of the main road, and that was also on my route. And I sat in this church building parking lot, and I just prayed, and I cried differently like I'd never cried before, and it felt so good. So good. And I'm just thankful and grateful to be here. I'm not going to boast about, look what I did. I'm going to boast about Christ and how good he is, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28. And seeing an image of myself with that white shirt on and like the black slacks, I'm like, I am new, I am loved, I am treasured, I am adored, I am so valued, and I am worth more than I think and worth more than I tell myself every day. And if you don't care for yourself already, I think people get a little weirded out when you hear the phrase self-care. It's not hard. It's as simple as like looking at yourself in the mirror and smiling and saying, I love you. I'm proud of you. Thank you for being who you are. You're a rock star. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Speaking of otherwise, if you are just joining this podcast as a personal and therapeutic tool that I call a vocal diary, it's a space for me to process my thoughts and explore stories and just post them for those who might be interested, hopefully with the intent of inspiring someone. Episodes 1 and 2 talk about who I am, so if you haven't heard them already, I would encourage you to listen to them if you want to learn more about me, who I am, just like my general background. And from those episodes onward, it's like a continuation of just like this story that I'm not telling, but that God is telling through me to you, to my diary, my vocal diary. I'm not doing this for any type of social gain or to be a better human, but I'm just doing this for the sake of doing it. I'm not expecting any grand thing out of it, but it's really cool to see what it's turning into, what it's forming into. A quick disclosure that going on tangents may or may not be involved. The show is conversationally true to how I speak. And a quick shout out to EDC Crate. I, today, put on a fresh scent of cologne on my sweatshirt. So it had been a while since I rolled it on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I bought this rollerball cologne from edccrate.com. It's called the Billy Boys cologne, and it's just super beautiful and smells so good. I probably won't ever wear another cologne, but I could be wrong. Maybe they'll make like more, and like I'll try out their other stuff, but super good stuff. If you are interested in buying anything on their website, they also currently have handkerchiefs and lip balm. You could use coupon code GQT 15% to save a couple bucks, or if you buy their really, really big bottle of cologne, you could save a lot of bucks. So that is super cool. Thank you. So here we go. To when other people do things differently than you. We all have different ways of doing things. It can get really frustrating when you are doing something that you know is very efficient and you enjoy doing it that way, and you see someone else not doing that same task that way, and you're like, I want you to do it this way. My old boss, I won't disclose who or where, but one of my old bosses, him and I kind of butted heads a lot, and I'm glad that we moved past that and we both learned from that. But I could obviously tell his frustration in how I did things differently. I thought differently. I worked differently. I processed differently. Everybody is doing such things in life differently. And it's hard. It's so hard to be patient when you see someone else doing something differently than you, when you want them to do it the same way as you. Sometimes you're like, I didn't even think you could do something that way. Okay, this sound booth that I built, it's not perfect, but it's fun. I enjoyed it. I put like a lot of time in I put my heart into it. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out in post-production. And you'll get to enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it. But you're probably thinking like I'm off in some professional recording studio in Culver City, California. When in reality, I'm in my room, my bedroom, in a box that I built. I'm standing up. It's a fairly big box. I don't want to, give away, what exactly I built it out of, because, you know what? Sure, I'll tell you. You can critique me. Psh, go for it. If you want. It's okay. Because, like I said, I'm not doing this for any type of social gain or to be a better human. I'm just doing it for the sake of doing it. My room has hardwood floors, so I bought a piece of carpet. And then I bought a bunch of PVC pipe, which, by the way, PVC, polyvinyl chloride. You can hear it. It's a flimsy type of pipe. It's primarily used, I believe, for plumbing, but it can also be used structurally. I built this box and I covered it with moving blankets to dampen the sound. They don't soundproof it. It would be very, very cool if it was soundproofed. So if you have any ideas of how I could better proof this for sound, that would be cool, because then I could scream really loud, which, by the way, the end of this episode's recording will have I did a mic test to see, how things worked out and how things sounded. I'll put the mic test at the end of this episode so you can actually hear that and enjoy it and be like, okay, cool, that's fun. Very, very fun stuff. Is this the end of the episode now already? Where's my timer at? Yes. We're almost done. We're almost coming to a close, and then you'll have to wait another week to hear. But it's okay, because weeks go by very, very quickly. Just occupy yourself with something so you can count down how long it's going to be until John Michael's next episode. 'Cause okay, so 60 minutes in an hour times 24 hours. So 1,440 minutes in a day times 7 is 10,080 minutes. So in just another 10,080 minutes, roughly more, plus or minus a few hours, there will be another episode, hopefully. Traffic, weather, and health permitting. A man named Sonny once told me that phrase, and I love it forever. Hey, let's meet at this time. Okay, I'll be there. Traffic, weather, and health permitting. Something could happen where I get stuck in traffic, the weather could go really wrong, or something could happen with my health that any of those things preventing me to do something. Or another way to think of it is when people say, God willing, I will be there. If it is, if God allows it to happen, then I will be there. So, all right. Well, we only got through one topic, but that's okay, because it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Maybe you do 3 topics per your episode, and I did 1 for this episode. And you're like, oh, I want you to have more. Well, that's why you come back next week, and next week, and the weeks prior to this episode. Because if you just want to hear more, you could listen to all the episodes. Anyway. I really, 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 really want to thank you from the deepest part of my heart for tuning in to this episode. If you liked it, please share it with your family and friends and anybody and everyone you know. Also, if you don't mind, head over to my website, which is my creative portfolio, johnmichaelcollins.com. Mic check! Thanks for listening.